What's good, everyone? This is your boy DJ's Raw and Cut Truth. Give you that raw content that you deservedly need. Man, I had to see the film again. I had to analyze it. And I got to be very honest. The reason why the Pelicans lost. Number one, Alvin Gentry and his preparation, of course. Number two, Alvin Gentry not allowing the starters to play a lot of minutes in the scrimmages hurt them. I pointed that out in previous videos when people in the comments were saying it's just the scrimmages, it doesn't matter. Now they're quiet. So much so, I had someone apologize for just going on the comments and just saying I was wrong. But this is what this person DM'd me. You see that right there? DJ, you were right. I apologize for calling you a hater for your critique on Zoe. Now I realize that you only said that because you want him to play at his ceiling. I hope all is forgiven. Well, all is forgiven because I knew I was right. Why some shines will come here and say, I don't know what I'm talking about because I have a critique on Zoe and judging his game and saying he needs to do this better does not mean I'm hating on Zoe. I only want the best for him. And what I see from Zoe is I see a player who is not using the tools in his disposal. I don't know what it is. He's 6'6". He came into the draft with a 40-inch vertical. He has added some weight. You mean to tell me you can't go in the lane and just yam it on some people? Now, I'm not blaming all this on Zoe, but it's part his fault why they lost. Even Lonzo would say that. Y'all know Lonzo cares about winning. You know he would have came out and said, this loss is on me. So I don't want to hear about some freaking excuses on why. I'm going to tell you how bad it was. He had a wide open layup and there was someone kind of underneath, but he still should have scored. The ball hit under the backboard. Let me repeat that. The ball hit under the backboard. That's unacceptable. He knows it. Everyone knows it. And it pains me to say this because I know how many haters this brother got. So many people want him to fail because they're addictive of hating on his father, LeVar. At times it gets sickening, man. So all those buses, tickettv, his homie that come in that's from New Orleans, James, those guys, they're having a field day. They're having a field day. There's nothing I can say. But I had a feeling this was going to happen. So they can't go around saying that they were right and I was wrong because I pointed this out a couple days ago in the scrimmage when Lonzo wasn't making layups. And there were a lot of naysayers telling me I'm wrong for saying, oh, it's just he only played 12 minutes in the scrimmage. I'm just going off the film. It's alarming. When you drive to the basket, you can't finesse. If you cannot make regular layups, you just gotta yam it. You gotta dunk it on people. I don't know if he don't want to get hurt. I don't know what it is. But being a Lonzo Ball fan is tough, man, because it's like a roller coaster. And watch, if they play against the Clippers and he starts to, light it up, that's the roller coaster I'm talking about. Good game, bad game. You get that when you watch those sometimes. But we're loyal fans. Because we see what's there. It's just untapped. I don't know what it is. Let me go back to Alvin Gentry. So there's a lot of things that Alvin Gentry didn't do right. One of the main things in, I think, the fourth quarter, the lead was shrinking. He put the bench players in too long. Once your bench are able to sustain the lead, the basketball rules are you put your key scorers back in, which is B.I. and then Drew, to take them home. You always do this. Alvin Gentry was playing everybody and their mama. Everybody and their mama. The brother Gentry played 11 players tonight. I repeat, 11 players tonight. No wonder the starters were out of sync. He was doing this in the scrimmages. He was doing it in the regular season games as we speak, and I told you that was going to happen. But no, DJ, he's only going to do it in the scrimmages. He wanted the young guys to get playing time, get their only playing time of it before the season to keep the team happy. What did I say? In seed play, it's a different thing, man. It's war. In a basketball sense, it's war. You can't be fooling around with these freaking rotations. I'm starting to believe that Alvin Gentry is probably worse than Luke Walton in rotations. It's gotten that bad. Now, he's a better coach overall than Luke Walton. But man, Alvin Gentry cannot put a perfect rotation in his life. It was embarrassing. Freaking embarrassing. I don't know, man. I look at this team, man. They don't do right by B.I. Later in the fourth quarter, they're doing hero ball. Drew Holiday trying to be the man, trying to take every shot. It's disappointing, man. It's sad. You got a brother in B.I. who no one can guard. He should have been touching every single possession in those last minutes. Late in the fourth quarter, overtime. And for B.I. to only play 32 minutes in a game that the Pelicans got to win that game. In my opinion, you got the Clippers the next game. You're not going to win that. You got a desperate Clippers team. I wouldn't say desperate, but a team that came off of a loss. So you know they're going to be ready to play. And they may get Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell back. So that's definitely not a game they're going to win. Now it forces the Pelicans to win all their games. And everybody keeps saying that the Pelicans have an easier schedule. What you're looking at so far in the bubble, it's all about what team has prepared more. The Pelicans were lollygagging this whole time, playing everybody and their mama in these scrimmages, that the starters came out flat, got the league, and at the end of the game, what did I tell you? At some point in the game, the Pelican starters are going to be tired. And that's what happened. They got worn down. They look like they haven't played in years. When I tell you these things about what I see in the game, what I expect, I'm not making these things up. Everything I point out, all these videos I made, I was right. I was right. I expected this to happen. I didn't want to put any doubt on Lonzo, but I looked at the matchup before the game. I said, Rudy Gobert is playing. 7-footer, one of the best, probably the best defensive center in the game right now. I knew then, I said, Lonzo's not going to make a lot of layups in this game. And you know he's not going to try to dunk even though he got a 40-inch vertical. And one other thing I saw from Lonzo that I was not pleased. Now, we all wanted him to take it to the basket more often, but not 11 attempts. There's a reason why Alvin Gentry told Lonzo in the video of practice, 5 layup attempts. That's all I asked for the whole time. You could check my other video I made about Lonzo was holding him back. I said repeatedly, 5 attempts to the basket. That's all you need. If Lonzo has 5 attempts to the basket, he can shoot as much threes as he wants. But you saw earlier in the game when Lonzo was attacking, even in the misses, the Pelicans actually got a lead because they had to respect the drive. The passing lanes got open. That's what you saw in that game. But I was disappointed in Lonzo. I expected more. This wasn't even Lonzo's best defensive game, in my opinion. He was getting caught on screens. This was not the best game of his ability. And everyone who's listening to this video knows it. Shout out to my boy 313. You know, we argued about my critique on Zoe, but shout out to him for admitting that this was not Zoe's best game at all. It was a stinker, man. And Lonzo, man, I wish he could hear this, because this is something he definitely needs to hear, because you're not going to hear from your family or friends. They're going to tell you everything's good. But if there was one thing I could tell Zoe, I'll say to him, everybody wants you to fail. They're making fun of you. You're making fun of your family. These are the same shines that made fun of your mother when she had a stroke. It's bigger than you. It's no more time for playing around. I truly don't want to do this because I hate comparing, but I'm going to say it like this. I'm going to keep it 1,000% sure. People think LaMelo's my favorite player. It didn't start out like that. Lonzo was always my favorite player out of the Ball brothers. But I'm starting to appreciate LaMelo's mentality. Even in a loss on games. And you know, these teammates that LaMelo played with in the NBL were garbage. They fumbling the ball, can't finish. LaMelo would have had more assists if they could just catch the freaking ball. LaMelo, you would never see LaMelo, and I put this on record, have a game where he scores 4 points. You won't see it. It's like, you're not going to see LaMelo going 2 for 15. They keep talking about LaMelo's percentages on threes, but fail to mention when he's relaxed and not forcing too many erratic shots from 3, he actually has almost a 40% 3-point catch and shoot rate. But there's one thing in LaMelo's disposal that I wish Lonzo had. And there's some things that I wish LaMelo had that Lonzo displays as well. And that's the ability to get what's yours. To attack. Lonzo is stronger than LaMelo, and he has a higher vert. And you mean to tell me LaMelo attacks the basket better? And he dunks more in games? Lonzo, you cannot waste your God-given abilities. At all. And I know people get on Jello But shoot, you're not going to see Jello miss layups. The only thing Jello needs to work on, and it's pretty much a major flaw of his, but he's working on it. Shout out to JJ. Shout out to him for training Jello, getting him right. All Jello need to work on is lateral quickness. At the NBA level, because that's a big part of the NBA. And he's working on that right now, and he's improving a lot. Hopefully, Jello can make it in the NBA. But back on this. At the end of the day, the reason why the Pelicans lost to the Jazz 104-102 in overtime is inept coaching and preparation from Alvin Gentry and Lonzo Ball not showing up to his ability. We hope he does well, but we got to be honest. See, I'm not going to be like tickettv. I'm not going to sugarcoat my favorite players. I'm going to keep it real. That's all we know. I'm from the South. I'm from H-Town. That's how we do things. So I'm going to keep it like that. Shout out to the day ones, man. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, supporting my content, no matter if you disagree or agree. Peace, love, all praise to the Most High.